What's up, everybody? What is up? Thank you for joining me, LaRhonda Marie, on Under Construction with LaRhonda Marie. I am so excited about my show today. I really appreciate everybody joining us today. We're going to be discussing meditation and the benefits of meditation. So, you're going to hear words like meditate, to think deeply or focus on one's mind for a period of time in silence or with the aid of chanting or for religious or spiritual purposes or as a method of relaxation. Today we're going to talk about the relaxation part of meditation. But I'm so happy that you guys are able to join. Again, just like any other conversation I have, you are just as important as my special guest that'll be coming and joining in about 5 minutes. If you have any questions on meditation, please let me know. This is new to me. This is something I've been wanting to get into. So this show is going to be very informative for myself, and I hope it is the same for everyone else, because we all have our own way of coping. We all have our own way of doing things and trying to relax ourselves or just to take down the stress levels in our life. And this is just an option that I think would be beneficial. I have not tried it myself, but this is definitely something that me and my friends have discussed that we wanted to get into. And so I thought it would be great to have an expert, a subject matter expert actually, to come in and discuss it for both the meditation and the spiritual side of it, because I am a spiritual person. So that does have a lot to do with what I want to do with meditation. And so I'm not sure what you're looking for, but hopefully by the end of this conversation, your questions will be answered. And we can try to see if this is a different way of just exposing ourselves to something different to get those stress levels down. So again, welcome to Under Construction with LaRhonda Marie. Now, during this broadcast, you can support my page, sending stars, digital gifts that helps earn money. We will use the stars to hire more journalists and content creators while supporting Black-owned businesses, hoping to create an ecosystem that brings about success for all involved. If you find value in the content, please send stars today and tell a friend about our page. If you're joining, go ahead and hit that share button. Go ahead and share it. That way, as many people as possible can join in on the conversation. And I do have some housekeeping items that I do have to get done, but I just want to tell you a little bit about Swag Her Magazine. If you are a boss lady, if you are someone that's in a position, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a coach, if you just need to get your visibility out there, expand your visibility, Swag Her Magazine is a great place to make that work, help you get started in a great way. Let me see. I am going to take care of some housekeeping items and I will be right back. But here's just a little bit on Swag Her Magazine.
Swag Her Magazine is an empowerment and lifestyle publication for Black women who like to be real with themselves and in business. The magazine also offers public relations services and visibility coaching for Black women-led businesses, coaches, authors, and girl bosses so that they receive more exposure and grow their brands. To learn more about Swag Her Magazine, please visit www.swagher.net. That's www.swagher.net. Check our swag. We're more than a mag.
All right. So again, if you are wanting to expand your visibility, Swag Her Magazine is a great way to do that. They will get you nationwide. If you're local right now, that is just a quick way of you can get national exposure through Swag Her Magazine. At any rate, I can see my guest has made it, and I'm just waiting. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to join the conversation. And she's giving me the thumbs up. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let me pull her on in. What's up?
Hello. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's so nice to finally meet you.
I know, right? I can finally speak to you.
Yeah.
And everything, messaging. So it is great to finally meet you. Thank you so much for being a part of the program today. I'm excited. Me and my friends, I just said that me and my friends, we've been discussing meditation, and so when I was telling them I have someone coming, they're like, "Oh, good, because now we can find out what we need to do, or if we're doing it right, or things of that nature." So go ahead and Kim, go ahead and tell everybody about yourself. Just go ahead and just give us a little bit of intro.
For sure. So my name is Kim, and I am the founder and creator of Brown Girls Meditate, which is a safe space for women of color to learn more about the practice of meditation, self-care, learning to really prioritize ourselves, especially in times like these, when the holidays are coming upon us and there's a little extra stress going on, making sure that we take time to prioritize our needs first and pour into ourselves so we're better able to pour into others.
Right. I love that. I love that. It's a safe place. And that we take time for ourselves. Self-care is self-care for me is very important. It became important to me probably in 2020. Probably in 2020, I guess that's when I heard the term first. And ever since I've heard the term, I'm like, for me, my workout time is my self-care time, where it's just all about me. I can think about the things I need to think about and do what I want to do, but self-care is so important. So tell me about Brown Girls Meditate.
For sure. So I'll tell you a little bit of the background of how we got into it and why I created this space for Black and brown women, right? Okay. So it was, let's go back to about 2013-ish. I was going through a divorce. I was feeling like I was losing my mind. And I just was overwhelmed, stressed out, and was getting terrible rest. So found myself on YouTube scrolling, and I was like, is there a hypnosis or something that'll just help me get to sleep, right? And I found a guided meditation, and I was like, all right, I'll try this, whatever, and got some of the best sleep of my life. I felt just calm when I woke up in the morning. I didn't feel as scattered, and I just started doing it every night, and it just became a pattern, and to the point where I was like, well, what other meditations do they have? Do they have some during the day to start my day? Like, what other ones are available? And so I just, found myself going down a rabbit hole and just trying all these meditations. And I felt just so empowered and like just energetic, right? And so I started talking to my girlfriends, and I was like, are y'all doing this? Do y'all practice meditation? Y'all just haven't told me. And, like, am I the last one on the train?
Right.
But no, they're just like, what are you talking about? That's not that. We don't do that, girl. You done found something else.
Right.
Right. So I was like, well, you should try it. But I just kept on kind of doing it on my own, just kind of like how other health habits, have their ups and downs, fell off completely until we fast forward to 2020. And I am newly married in an apartment with 2 preteen boys. And I was like, mama needs something, right? So I found myself going back into that meditation closet, pulling out my practices. And I decided during that time, since we were all at home, I was like, how about I start recording what I'm doing? Because I'm sure I'm not the only woman right now who is feeling a little extra overwhelmed, being mother, teacher, comforter, everything else, right? And so I started recording my practices, and other women started to join the community on Instagram. That's where we started. And eventually I moved over to TikTok as well and created a Facebook group so people could come with questions, so we could share our practices. And it's just been a really, really beautiful space to just encourage ourselves to slow down and to really encourage ourselves to get still. And just reconnect to the power and truth of who we are in stillness. And so that's kind of how the birth of Brown Girls Meditate. I specifically decided to speak to Black and brown women because I know that we are often wearing a cape, that we are often carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders and pouring into so many other people. And knowing how I grew up, my background, growing up Pentecostal, holiness, and church, and no one ever set me down and they told me to pray.
Right.
But no one ever told me about the meditation portion of my spiritual journey, because it is absolutely a spiritual practice. And so being able to just educate and empower other women and say, hey, this is how you can implement this. And not only is it going to help you on your spiritual walk, but it's also good for your body. So that's something I just enjoy doing with brown girls.
And it's good for your body. It's good for your mind, your body, and your spirit, right?
Mhm.
Like it hits all three of those.
For sure.
Can you break down the difference between meditating versus, since you brought up spirituality,
Yeah.
versus praying, or like yoga?
Okay, yeah, for sure. So I'll say this: meditation and yoga. Meditation is a form of yoga.
Okay.
So yoga, we typically, especially here in the U.S. in the Western portion, we consider yoga like the asanas, which are like the poses and the postures and all that. But meditation is also it also is a part of yoga. But what I want everyone to know is that meditation has been around since the beginning of time, and it's been practiced by so many different cultures, including African cultures as well. So this is something that I believe will allow us to return to self and return to some of our practices that we've been doing for a long time. The difference between meditation and prayer, in my opinion, is prayer is you perhaps speaking to the higher power, and meditation is your opportunity to be still and listen.
That's
right?
good.
Because so many
That's
times
right.
we put in our petition, right? We're like, oh, I
That's
want,
right.
help me. All right, bet. Now I'm going to go and do what I want to do to try to fix the solution, right? And
Right.
then wondering why we still in the same mess.
Why we still there, right?
Right? So meditation actually allows us that moment of stillness to just connect, to surrender, and just to be at one with the higher power. And just to, I often find myself keeping a notepad or a journal next to me, because I'll receive like some downloads or some messages, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's just what I needed. Oh, you're right. Okay, I was wrong in this situation. You're right. Let me go apologize. Things like that. So yeah, that's what the difference is. One is offering up, having a conversation, and the other is listening.
That's a good way of putting it, actually. Yeah, that's perfect. How important are affirmations?
Oh, I listen. You see my sweatshirt? Rest. I believe I am a firm believer in the power of words. There's absolute power in how we speak over ourselves and how we speak over others.
That's right.
And so it is definitely something I encourage within my community. I like to post affirmations, and with people who work with me, and even people in the community, I let them know, don't just take the affirmation I give you, but personalize it, to your situation. Because the way I'm saying it is how I need to hear it, and how I speak it to myself in the mirror. But maybe you got to talk to your inner homegirl a little bit different.
That's
to get her together and remind her who she is. So be taking your time to like personalize your affirmations, to even write your affirmations down so you can reread them. A habit I also had is just recording them on my phone, and I'll put my headphones in while I'm doing something, and I'll listen to them over and over, of me telling myself about what my future is and what is going to be, and how I'm living my life, because I believe it's super, super important. And I've seen the power of saying, oh my gosh, today's going to be a terrible day. It's just so busy. And then everything snowballing, becoming that terrible day, versus taking a moment and saying that was maybe not a great moment, but the rest of my day is going to be amazing. I claim that, I'll live that. And then just expecting miracles to happen, and then living and walking in those miracles. So yes, affirmations. Definitely, if you can personalize, create your own. But there are also some beautiful affirmation tracks on YouTube and other beautiful apps to listen to get your day going.
Yeah, because we speak such negativity over all day long. It just seems like that comes off our tongue so much quicker than positivity. And so if we can have those affirmations, I personally have like different scriptures that I may have that I'm going to speak out loud because of whatever I'm going through, or whatnot. But it's the same. It is actually the same thing. It's just speaking positivity into probably something that's not a positive situation, but keeping that in the forefront of your mouth, as opposed to just negativity. I think affirmations are awesome. I know some people will stick them up on their mirrors.
Yeah, me. I'm some people. I got sticky notes everywhere.
Yes, you just stick them up everywhere. I put things on my phone as well. It's just better to what I've just probably over the last 10 days, I've been trying to speak more positivity over myself and over the things that are around me as opposed to the negative. I'm trying daily not to say anything negative, and that's hard because I mean you can find a lot of negative.
Yeah, it's easier to find the negative. But one thing I like to encourage people as well, and even today, I had to encourage myself, feel how you feel, right? So we're not saying that you're not going to have bad days, right? So we're not saying that even just speaking these words are automatically going to change everything. But maybe it's a day where your affirmation is, you know what? I'm going to give myself grace and patience. Right. Maybe today didn't go the way, but I'm just going to move with grace. I'm going to give myself compassion. And maybe that's the only affirmation you can muster today. Maybe you can't see how you best get out of the situation, but can you offer yourself peace or grace and say, okay, I made it through. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to sit with this. And then tomorrow is going to be even better.
That's right. That's right. Claire, I see I have Claire from Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining us. Please share. And the yoga, someone else has just left. The yoga teacher what does it say? The yoga teacher. I'm looking at the people that are joining us.
Oh yeah.
The yoga teacher who does real estate. She says hello, and she needs to start back. So maybe this conversation will start back. I'm gonna start, so we'll be able to circle back and find out how everything is going. But you have meditation. You have a meditation journal. What can a person expect after using a meditation journal?
So, okay, I was ready. So I do have a meditation journal. It is available on Amazon. It's called the Brown Girls Meditation Journal. And this is a 4-week journal to guide you through a meditation practice. So let's say you're like, hey, I've been stressed. I've been doing all the things except for meditating, and I'm ready to give it a shot. This is the perfect book for you because not only does it break down like a few key terms that are often used in the community, it also walks you through on how to start your practice, about how to create that space in your house. So you actually look forward to meditating, creating a little space for yourself. Some tools that I like to use, whether it's candles or sound bowls, or maybe getting a nice meditation mat or cushion. So it kind of talks about those things as well as what does it look like? Do I need to spend 20 minutes, 5 minutes how do I start? So each week we ramp up and it builds on itself. Week 1, we're just doing 3 minutes. We're just doing a few minutes of just sitting here because we're just getting comfortable with the thought of this. And each week we add on a little bit more time. Each day there's journal prompts. There's also just your intention for the day, so what you're going to focus on, and then how did it make you feel in your body afterwards? Was it harder to concentrate today? Knowing that all of that is okay. Every day you might not feel up to it, right? But then we give you space to reflect and to speak about that. And by the end of this 4 weeks, you should have the habit, because they say it takes 21 days. So we're going through 4 weeks. So we're going a little over, where you, at the end of that time, you should have a habit of, hey, at least at minimum 5 to 7 minutes first thing in the morning, or maybe during my lunch break, I'm going to get in some stillness for myself. And it's not hard. It's not complicated. I don't need to buy anything. All I need to do is slow down and be with my breath and my body.
That's good. That's good. Explain mindfulness and mindful tasking.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I recently did a TEDx on mindful tasking. And mindfulness is it's a simple way to start your meditation practice, right? Because there's a lot of different styles and types of meditation, but mindfulness is an easy way for people to start, because it's simply being present in the moment. I know a lot of us get anxiety because we're thinking about, oh my gosh, how am I going to figure this out in the future? Or what's going to happen with this? And we're worried about something that has not even happened. Or we maybe find ourselves maybe depressed or weighed down about something that's happened in the past that we absolutely can't change. And so mindfulness just encourages us to be present right here in our now, and finding being with whatever those feelings are that are right here, right? We're not trying to force ourselves to feel any certain way, but we're allowing ourselves space to feel,
Just feel
right?
it.
So, man,
Right.
if right now I feel good because I'm having a great conversation, I'm talking about something I'm excited about. It doesn't matter that something didn't work out about an hour ago.
Right.
Right here feels good, and so I can take this feeling with me into the next hour, and so on and so forth. So, it's something I definitely like to encourage people to start with mindfulness, and it's something that you can implement in your day-to-day activities, which is what the mindful tasking is. So, for instance, I say brushing your teeth. That can be a meditation and it can be a mindfulness activity, because hopefully you're doing it every day.
Right.
Hopefully, ain't nobody judging. Hopefully, but like first thing in the morning, you can take your toothbrush, you can run it under the water. You're not thinking about the kids, you're not thinking about it, taking care of anybody else. But right now, this is just your moment with you, the water, the brush, and the mirror, right? So you're
Right.
taking your time and you're just going to listen to the water for a second. And wow, I'm thankful for this water. I'm thankful for that I have water. Oh, I'm going to take my toothpaste as I put it on my brush. Oh wow, I really enjoy this minty flavor. I never really even thought about this. Man, I'm
Right.
grateful for having this. Maybe taking time just for the motion of your arm. Oh gosh, I'm so glad I have motion in my arm. Wow, thank you. I'm grateful for this right here.
Gotcha.
And then you have your moment in the mirror where you can set your intention for the day. Man, today is going to be an amazing day. Today I'm going to conquer my goals. Whatever it is for you, you have your moment to affirm that, and then you step out the door and you can handle other things. But it's just about being focused and present with that
Present
one
in the
task.
moment. Right.
So you can even coffee. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you're making your coffee, take a little bit of extra time just to smell it, to be with it, to sip it instead of gulping it down and running throughout your day. I've found that an activity that I've done with groups is like mindful eating. Like we take a snack, you eat it just a little bit at a time. You look at the texture and everything. You find that you eat less. You might find that you've been just throwing something in your mouth and you didn't even really like it.
Right.
You're just used to throwing it back. So it just allows you to slow down.
Yeah, I think that's a word, just to slow down and be in the moment, because we get so used to just doing.
Always.
We're just doing. We don't know why we're doing it, because this is why we've always done it, and we're just doing, and we're not putting any thought into it, and we're not appreciative of any of that. Just by you just describing just the brushing of my teeth, I'm like, I'm just getting up and I'm just brushing my teeth, so I don't have
out the door
a dentist bill later. I'm not thinking about the fact that I've been blessed to be able to buy this, and I've been able to, and that I have motion in my hands to even perform this, because everybody does not have that.
Right.
So being present in each moment of our life, I bet you that would slow us down a little bit, if we're really thinking about it.
And you're able to find joy in more moments, right? Because you're actually slowing down and paying attention. Like even with my kids, it's like, okay, I'm used to being on the phone doing all these things, and it's like, no, when they come home from school, hey, tell me about your day, and I'm actually able to be present with them, and I can see the difference in that. And I think people will start to notice an improvement even in relationships.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, because we're just not, we're actually listening to each other and not just talking. Everybody, that does put things in a different perspective. It's just calming just thinking of that. So how has your meditation journey changed your life?
Oh my gosh, in so many ways, it has definitely allowed me to become more patient. And even in that journey, and as a meditation teacher, like sometimes the kid, it'll still come up, right? But I'm able to remind myself, because it's not about perfection. It's absolutely about progress. But I'm able to remind myself in those moments, just take a breath. Is it really that serious?
Right.
You have life, you have love, you good. You're good here. You're safe. So it has absolutely improved like my mindset and the way I approach certain things. It has allowed me to remember who I am, to connect deeper to purpose and my calling, because I actually got still and was able to hear, hey, this is the direction you should take, and this is what you should do, versus me trying to do everything that feels that people say I should do or anything like that. It really connected me to my center and reminded me exactly who I am. And in that, knowing that there's nothing I can't have, that, that I'm capable of doing and having everything that I want, because I'm a divine, powerful being. And so that's the best thing that it's done for me.
How has it gone over with the brown girls? Because this is, this is something that we don't do. As how has it gone just with your friends alone? How has that just come across with everybody as far as meditating?
It has been a beautiful thing to see the transformation and the women who have participated. I host challenges in the Brown Girls Meditate group. We usually do one at the beginning of the year. We did one in last January, a 21-day meditation challenge. At the end of that challenge, women who had never ever sat on a mat, meditated, anything. Each morning we were getting up at 7 and just doing quick 5-minute meditations. We actually did one at the beginning of November as well, just a short 14-day. But seeing women who had never practiced, and some of them go off and get their meditation certifications, they're like, this is good. So that's been beautiful to see. I've had women come in and say, oh, I had my husband jump on live. I know this was Brown Girls, but he needed to get in on this as well. So seeing this spill over into families, I think of one story in particular. There was a woman who's a teacher, and she said the vibe was off in the class, Kim. She said everybody, they had attitudes and everything, and the activity for that day was taking a mindful walk. And so she said, I got everybody up. We took a walk around outside in the playground, just silence, but just, breathing. And she said, came back. She said the students were more focused. I had a better attitude with that. She was like, I'll be implementing this more often. So it just makes me think, we're teaching these black and brown women, right?
Right.
But they're taking it to their homes. They're taking it to their students. I use it with my sons. I have 2 teenage sons who are football players, and they will come to me to do meditations before games because they'll know that it helps them focus more.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's going to the little brown boys too. Beautiful.
Well, we all need it. we definitely all need it. That's awesome that the response of meditation. I feel like I saw something on the news one time that it was a school like on the East Coast that had started meditating with their students in the morning. And
well, yeah, it helps with behavioral issues. It helps with focus. It increases creativity. Like there really aren't any. It makes the teachers more patient.
Right.
Like, so it works in so many ways. And I've seen that. Even I'm in Dallas, Texas, but even in Dallas, Texas, I know that some of the schools are allowing like yoga teachers to come in, and usually at the end of the yoga session, they'll do like a brief meditation. So it's definitely beautiful to see that it's being more widely accepted in education because it's powerful.
Yeah, it sounds like what me and my friends have thought it was. So I'm excited. I'll be excited to start one of your journeys with you. If you say
come on in. We'll be doing a challenge starting in January.
Yeah, me and my 4 girlfriends, we're gonna have to join the challenge because with the world as it is, we need something to help us cope.
For sure.
Just to cope with just our daily lives. We're not even talking about the real issues, but just your daily life can be a struggle. And so for us to be able to just sit back. So in the morning, so what does your morning look like? When you get up in the morning, what do you do first?
Right. Well, it depends, because every morning I do not start off with meditation, right? But so because right now we're in off-season football practice, and so we're getting up super early to get to practice. Lord, like I'm on the football team. But on an ideal day, before I even put feet to floor, I take a few minutes to do what I like to call a sunrise sunset meditation, where it's just me putting my hands, chest, belly, and breathing deep. And every time my chest rises, I imagine like the sun rising. Every time it falls, I'm imagining the sun setting. And it's just a way for me to gently come into the day. And then perhaps I'll say an affirmation over myself, or I might even pull an affirmation card because I have a little deck by my bed and say, okay, here's the thought of the day. All right, bet we're taking this with us, and this is how we're moving into the day. But hey, on the days when I'm not able to get that in, then maybe it's a meditation in the shower. Maybe as I'm letting the water run over me, I'm letting think yesterday has washed off, and I am ready and stepping. When I step out of the shower, I'm stepping into a new reality. I'm stepping into something that is more peaceful, powerful. So there's other ways that I choose to get in. And one of my favorites when the weather is nice is I'll get dressed, lace up my shoes, and I'll go for a meditative walk. Because I love to be outside, I love to be in nature, and I think that's a good way to just reconnect with the divine and just really, really slow down.
Well, I think that we kind of get mixed up on thinking, because what you're saying is you really could be just going on your everyday life and you could be meditating.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be on a mat.
Sitting down, cross-legged, you don't
with your legs crossed.
That's
what I'm thinking about, is that I have to be seated, sitting down, and you're just saying I can be in the shower and I can just bring my mind to a certain place. And that's meditation. And
I tell a lot of people, all you need is your breath. You can do this anywhere. If you didn't get to it in the morning and you're at work and you want to step out to your car on lunch break, you can do it there. You can do a guided meditation and just listen to an audio of someone guiding you through. They come in as little, some of them are as short as 2 minutes, right? Just a 2-minute way to check in, and up to 20 minutes and plus. But another thing is like I mentioned, there's walking, there's dancing meditations, there's singing meditation. There's so many different ways. There's just sound bowl. There's so many different ways that you can customize this practice to your lifestyle and what you like. On those days when I can't sit still, I'm like, all right, today's the day to dance. Let's put on my favorite song, and I'm not doing anything else, but I'm being with this song that means something to me, that lights me up and makes me feel good. And that's it.
Do you have some favorite affirmations that you say to yourself? Do you have some just off the top of your head?
I'm a powerful co-creator of my reality. Like I am a powerful co-creator. I know I'm not the only one with my hands in the pot, but I know that if I take time to really focus in on a goal, if I am if it is for me, it's gonna happen. And if it's not for me, that's making space for something better.
That's good. That's good.
There's no loss for me. Like I'm like, there is no what's a loss? No, it's just making space. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you don't want to be here no more? That's fine. Thank you.
I love it. I love it. What do you have coming up? Do you have some? And everybody, to contact her, I have it going at the bottom of the screen. You can contact her for bookings. I'm sure she does. I'm sure
I do a lot.
I'm sure she's a keynote. Yes, I did read that. She's a keynote speaker. So if you need her for speaking engagements, if you want to purchase her merchandise, because she does have a lot of merchandise. You have some candles. You have the journal.
Yeah, I have the sweatshirt.
Yeah, she has quite a few different. Yes. So all of that info for her merchandise and apparel is at the bottom. But I did not know that your book was on Amazon. I thought it was just those two places I saw them. But Amazon, her journal can be purchased on Amazon, as she stated. But all her contact information is floating at the bottom. So if you want to get in contact with Miss Kim, and if you have any questions, there you go. That's who you talk to.
Yes.
Do you have any speaking engagements coming up, conferences, or?
Well, I do. Well, one of them's private. It's actually next week. I'll be doing a youth conference with some students in Oklahoma. But as far as the next challenge, we will be starting off the year once again with a 21-day meditation challenge. Okay. We are going to be doing something a little different this time. We're going to be adding a detox component because we're working on our mind, body, and soul. Okay. So come in ready to feel, to leave a little lighter. And
I'm not mad at that. I'm never mad at that.
Last time we just did the meditation, but I'm like, let's go ahead and take it up a notch. We're moving into a new year, new era. This is I just got a really good feeling about what 2023 is gonna bring for us all. So I'm really excited. We'll be starting that the first Monday in January. So I'm like, I gotta look at the calendar.
Okay.
But all that information will be
That's real early. That's real early.
We starting it right. So get your groceries before New Year's.
Well, that's the way to bring in a new year. Detox yourself and have some meditation starting the year. But yeah, I will be on that journey
Yes,
with you.
come on in because it's free. The
Yeah.
21-day meditation at the beginning of the year, this is open to anyone. All you have to do is join the Facebook group, the Brown Girls Meditate Facebook group, and once you're in, you're good to go for that. So
the Brown Girls Facebook group, and I have that down, that information down there. So yes, join us, because I'm going to be a part of it too. Join us this January, the first Monday in January, and you said for 21 days.
Yeah, we're going 21 days.
Anything you do for 21 days becomes a habit. So
yes.
we're gonna get that. I am definitely gonna take full advantage of that free.
Yes, free. Because listen, I do this at the beginning of the year. That's about the only free thing we're gonna do. So y'all come on in.
Get her while she being generous, y'all. So,
I start January is my birthday month, so I'm like, I'm gonna do this birthday gift for everybody.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to say to the audience before I let you go? I really, 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 truly appreciate you.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Great, good information, very informative, and it's definitely something I'm gonna use. So I really appreciate what you're doing for brown girls. We need this. We need this because a lot of times we won't even look at it because we think it's a white person thing.
Right.
You know, I didn't want to say that, but
but it's real.
That's real.
They didn't look like us, so I'm like,
right. That's because again, we're thinking about yoga and but we're not thinking about the full picture of what it can bring to our life, into our mind. And so so I really appreciate you doing something so out the box, and it's working, and it's beneficial to everyone that tries to be a part of it. So I really appreciate you doing that.
For sure. No, thank you. I'm just really excited to be doing what I feel I've been called to do, and just to share this, just to help women come back to power and purpose. And just reminding us who we are, right?
We are.
So I'm just thankful to be able to share your platform today, to share that. And come on over to Brown Girls. Ask any questions you want. It's a really supportive community.
Great. Thank you so much again. Well, I'm going to let you go. Get back to your Dallas. I'm in Oklahoma City. So.
Oh, that's where I'm from.
That's where you are. Well, I'm in Oklahoma City, your hometown. And so I really appreciate you joining Under Construction with LaRhonda Marie. Guys, again, if you need Kim for anything, go ahead and take that information down. I'll keep that up. I'm going to let you go. I still have some housekeeping items to get finished with. But thank you so much again for joining me today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So guys, thank you so much for joining the show today. I really appreciate it. I hope you got a lot out of this. I know I did. So don't forget that the first Monday in January, Kim will be putting on a 21-day meditation. I don't know what she calls it, seminar or challenge. That's what she calls it. And so be a part of that. But tune in next week with Under Construction. LaRhonda Marie will be back next week. And we'll I can't even remember who my guest is next week. I apologize. But I will be back next week. Please tune in at the same time next week, 7 p.m. Central, next Thursday. You guys have a blessed rest of your evening. Thank you for joining me, LaRhonda Marie, on Under Construction with LaRhonda Marie. Y'all have a good one.